Welcome to the New News with your host Olivia Jane. On today's New News, mixing with the Swifties, the Taylor Swift experience, UK students do better than ever, and conspiracy theorists go nuts after British tech billionaire and all his team are killed in a seemingly tragic boating accident. But first, King Charles visits Southport in the wake of the knife attack that claimed the lives of 3 beautiful young girls. The King will meet the survivors of the attack and their families, and he will also meet the locals as they try to understand how to come back from this tragic event and how to cope. Next to the death of 3 innocent young girls, it is clear the biggest travesty is the fact that yobs of every variety became the focus of the story and not the tragic deaths of those beautiful girls. Joe Biden says, "I gave it my best," and says goodbye to the American public, adding, "Kamala was the best decision I ever made." Now it will be gloves off for the Democrats and the Republicans as the USA presidential show really begins. A big thank you to Christina Gray, who emailed in and asked us to cover the Taylor Swift concert at Wembley. Reporting from Wembley is me! Taylor Swift has just finished her European leg of the Eras tour with a final show in London that I was lucky enough to attend. For purely journalistic purposes, obviously. The Eras Tour features over 40 songs per concert, making it one of the longest set lists in recent memory. The show itself is a massive production, with intricate stage designs, multiple costume changes, and high-quality visuals that change with each era of her music. The Eras Tour is projected to become one of the highest grossing tours of all time, with estimates suggesting it could surpass 1.5 billion by the end of the tour. Love her or hate her, everything she's accomplished is spectacular, and we are witnessing history in the making. She is showing girls and everyone that you can be fun and girly, but also the boss and achieve your dreams. She's doing what the Barbie movie should have done. A-level students across England received their results last week after years of hard work, achieving 20% more A-star grades than students did before the pandemic. Given that their time at a secondary school was disrupted due to the COVID lockdowns of 2021 and 2020, this year's A-level students have fared amazingly well. And the majority of them have got their first choice of university course. This was helped by the fact that there are now less rich international students applying for British universities, so the less rich UK students are benefiting. But is it appropriate that the majority of 18-year-olds almost automatically go to university? In 1999, around 90% of school leavers went to university. But in that year, Tony Blair, the then Prime Minister, said that 50% of 18-year-olds should go to study at university. Good for unemployment numbers and the hugely expensive high-rise caravans called halls, but good for students and universities? Graduates are left with £50,000 worth of debt, yet a third will not be able to get what is thought of as a graduate job for many years to come. For now, we congratulate all students for their achievements and wish them well in whatever studies or careers they decide to pursue. Many of us are used to having transport delays on our way to work, but what if your journey home was delayed by 8 months? That's what happened to astronaut Sunita Williams and astronaut Barry Wilmore. They were meant to be visiting the International Space Station for 8 days as part of a test flight. Unfortunately, their spacecraft that took them there had a glitch last month with the system whilst docking. NASA had been carrying out tests and trying to fix the problem, but now they admit they don't know what to do. Not a great endorsement for the digital life we increasingly rely on, is it? The astronauts have been warned that they may be in space till after Christmas at the earliest. Let's hope there's plenty to do in the space station and that it wasn't the astronauts' turn to cook the Christmas dinner this year. On Monday, British billionaire Mike Lynch was on a yacht with 22 others when it supposedly capsized due to a waterspout or seaborne tornado, due to the anchor being left down and its huge 70-meter mast being up when the storm hit. 15 people have been rescued, 1 body recovered, but 6 people are still missing. Those missing are Mike Lynch and his 18-year-old daughter, Jonathan Bloom, chairman of Morgan Stanley, and Chris Morvillo, partner of Clifford Chance and part of Miss Lynch's legal team. Is this just another case of rich people doing dumb stuff in the ocean? The case is already surrounded by rumours as the tech billionaire, who has been described as the UK's Bill Gates, has recently been involved in a fraud trial. Just days before this tragedy, Mr. Lynch's co-defendant, Stephen Merchant, was hit by a car and killed. Now people are suspecting that this might show some foul play, as this seems to be a big coincidence. Adding to the rumours are experts saying that the anchor being left down should not have led to the yacht capsizing, and the yacht was barely offshore, so surely the missing people, certainly the adults, should have been able to simply swim to shore? Further, the rescue boats arrived at the scene very fast. 15 people were found. Why can't they find these last few? Either way, the story is set to run and run. The reoccurring debate on whether to put jam or cream on first onto scones has been officially resolved by scientists. Traditionally, people from Cornwall spread jam onto the scone first, with cream on top. Those from Devon claim it's the other way around. Researchers have now decided that because cream is more viscous than jam and harder to spread, it should go on first to provide a base, to then add the jam on top. So that makes the good people of Devon the winners in that debate, and it makes perfect sense. Clotted cream is like the butter, and no one puts jam on before butter in a jam sandwich. And finally, this year's winning joke from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival by comedian Mark Simmons. I was going to sail around the globe in the world's smallest ship, but I bottled it. Thank you so much for joining us this week on New News with your host, Olivia Jane. If there's any specific topics you would like to cover, DM us at WeAreMeTV. See you next week. Bye!